Hi, welcome back to the garden. I'm going to show you what's been growing in my beds, and then my wife's going to give you a quick tour of her beds, because finally you can see what's going on there. So there's been a lot of changes, as you can see by this big piece of wood here. I'm in the process of redoing the garden beds. Initially, when I came here, I didn't have a lot of money, so I just used some leftover fence pickets. You look from the side, that's just regular 2-inch cedar fence pickets that I kind of pounded into the ground and used to make beds. But now the mortgage is paid off and I got a little bit of money, I'm replacing those. So as you can see, I'm in the process of doing this. I had Home Depot deliver the lumber. These are 2x10s, 12 feet long. And unfortunately, Home Depot delivery people seem to have picked the worst lumber they could have given me. So like you can see, this one is already cracked. I'm adding these pieces just to give them a little more meat when I screw the ends in, kind of like you can see there, because I've got them connected straight across there, and then both pieces go into that middle, so that should help it hold together. Okay, onto the plants. As you can see, we haven't weeded the onions like we should have been, but most of the white onions have been harvested. This is just yellow onions, and some of them are bulbing, some of them aren't. Grab some of this grass while I'm here. Okay, gotta come back and weed. Okay, do you want to show them what's in there?
So on this bed, we have the cucumbers on the far side, and I have 2, 4, 5 eggplants, and then I think
Get
this
closer.
little one here is an avocado. I really hope so, because when we came here, we do have an avocado, but it died. So hopefully it will leave.
Yeah. For what it's worth, over here we were putting like compostable materials before we put the dirt down, and apparently the compostable materials included some seeds, because we didn't actually plant most of these seeds. And if I sneak over here into, yeah, we still got some flooding. Sneak over here, you can see our cucumbers are starting to grow. That's gonna be a good sized cucumber. And we've got a lot of flowers growing. You can see a bunch of flowers in there. Okay, so what's in this bed?
And then on this bed, I just planted 3 chili peppers from the Philippines. They call it labuyo. So hopefully this will leave. And
1, 2,
2, 3.
3.
And then these are saluyot. So it was given
like
by a church
that and
member.
around.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you for the seeds.
Yeah. So
See how that does?
sure.
Okay, let me continue around. So we've replanted the Thai chilies. This was Thai chilies last year, and they did really well here. So we're going to try them again. And we just transplanted the seedlings today. These were started from seeds from the peppers that we got last year. And we just put, these literally just went in the ground a couple hours ago. And then we took the extra seedlings, and we put more Thai chilies over here. 1, 2, there's another 1, 3, 4, 5, and then some more on the other side. Trying to point them out as I go. When I got to here, when I was transplanting, I just kind of gave up and stuck just like a clump of 3 there, and who knows what's there. One thing we discovered this week when we were kind of weeding out this bed is apparently we've got some tomatoes from last year. So these are volunteer tomatoes that just came up. There were tomatoes in this bed before. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tomatoes growing here already, and they're even starting to put on flowers. They were kind of a little short, and obviously lots of weeds. Weeding is an ongoing process, and like this is even bad soil, and I got weeding problems. Okay, continuing over into this bed, we've got more chili laboyos. We got just 2 of them on the end, and this is kind of an experiment to see how those react to shade. Because over there, that is a very bright, sunny area of the garden. Over here is much shadier, which is why we've got, well, I'll see in a minute, tomatoes are here. Because that is like right next to the house, so it's in shade for like half the day. And we'll see how those peppers do. And this week we also transplanted tomatoes. Got those in the ground. Now, some of my tomato seedlings look great, like that guy. And some of them look really bad, like that tiny little guy all the way in there. See him. Frankly, I got enough garden space. If these aren't productive and it ends up being a waste of space, I don't care. I think that's probably my best tomato so far. And I put the cages around them. Now, I've got a mix of short cages, like you can see with these yellow ones, and some taller cages, like there's 3 tall cages over there and some short ones. I'm planning to buy some more just tall cages. The short cages aren't worth it because I will probably end up with tomato vines coming all the way out the top and going back down to the ground if I just let them go. I know these were determinate tomatoes that we planted. So hopefully I'll get a spring crop and then I can pull them out during the summer, use this bed for something else, and plant some new ones in the fall. Last year I kept my tomatoes alive through the summer, and I don't know if that was really worth it for replanting, so this year we're just going to try replant. And we've had some drama with the chickens with a prolapsed event this week, so that's why there were no midweek videos. But hey, oh, and my wife just pointed to the calamansi. Let me walk over. Yes, we did finally get a bench. Some outdoor seating. So the calamansi has been doing pretty well. If you're not familiar with calamansi, it's basically a Filipino citrus fruit. It's not really a hybrid, but it should end up somewhere between a lime and an orange by US standards, but really small fruits. So this plant is actually 2.5 years old. We brought this from Austin in a bucket, and this thing was growing in our house for about a year before it finally got into the ground last fall. Thankfully, it survived the winter, though if you look down here, pretty much all of the above ground growth died in the winter, so this is all just dead old stuff. But the root system survived and just put up new greens this spring. We'll try to be a little more careful with keeping that okay in the winter this year. So that's pretty much it for the garden this week. I gotta go finish watering. Well, I don't know if she's watering my beds or not. She probably is. If you're not already gardening, you probably should. You get to wear a cool hat and you get some really good food. Hoping those Thai chilies come up soon. Anyways, that's it for now.